So hello there guys, hope everyone's safe and well. Slowly coming out of lockdown now, aren't we? So that means we can get out there again soon and start doing some new investigations, getting some new videos out there. In the meantime, we thought why not put a sort of best of video for the last couple of years together with some of the better EVPs and spirit boxes and bits and pieces. So yeah, Kirk was meant to be joining me, but I don't know where he is, so I think before we do anything, oh no, tell a lie, before we do anything else, we've got a new logo. Yeah, we've got a new one to put up. So it's going to replace the boring one that lives up here. Yep, we're going to get rid of that one. We're going to put a nice new one in, so let's do that first. So in 3, 2, 1. Isn't it pretty? Yeah, so, well, before we get into it, let's see if we can get all the Kirk, shall we? Let's Skype it up. It's not happening, is it? He must be busy doing something, I don't know. There'd be something important. Anyway, so let's do the first lot of clips. This is from a place called The Firs that we did, I want to say end of last summer, sort of into autumn. It was a little house in Newport on the Isle of Wight. We found it by accident and we sort of went in that first night just for an hour, and we didn't film in there that night. We were like, this is really interesting. There was like urns and ashes, and that's my dishwasher going off in the background. Yeah, with urns and ashes and bits and pieces in there. So we went back a week or so later, took some more of the guys with us, and I did a session. It was a 3-story building. I did a session up in the attic, and then the guys were doing their own thing with a spirit board and bits and pieces down on the ground floor. And this is some of the highlights of that investigation. Enjoy.
Who's in the box?
You can.
Oh, I didn't like that. So, do you want me to leave? Do you want me to leave? That's what, you too. You get hungry. You get hungry. You just swearing.
Going off, it does not like anyone touching that hat. fuck. Do you want me to turn it back on? Hat's going in the corner.
He's sorry for throwing the hat. Can you light up
Whose
red?
hat is it? Who owns the hat?
So there we go. I do remember when I was up in that attic, and I think the video sort of shows it. Towards the end, as I got the more hostile voices, ones that were surrounding me and stuff, I was getting angry with them to the point where I'm, wanting to start a row with whatever it was that was speaking to me. And I know the guys picked up on a lot of the energy in that house. It was a strange old place, but a really good place to visit. Really enjoyed it. Okay, next up is a little bit of video from a place in Gatcombe, again on the island. It's called St Olaf's Churchyard, and we've been there, must be a dozen times I think, since we started doing this, because it's an easy spot to get to. And you always sort of get something nice out there. There's a little girl that seems to try and speak to us a lot over that way. Really likes Kirk for some reason. Not a lot of people do, but she seems to like him. Maybe mentally the same age, I don't know. But yeah, she pops up quite a lot. And again, it's just a nice location. You can go out there. It's a good place to start if you ever want to do a night. Just with a few friends, just go out there nice and quietly, sit down, voice recorder, spirit box, phones, whatever you're using. I highly recommend this place. So yeah, check it out. Bit of video from St Olaf's.
Are you still here now? Oh, not your dad. Oh, not your dad.
Are you here with us?
Yep. Oh. Yep. Oh.
Where are you? We can't see.
Okay, I think we should give Kirk another try before we get into the next one. He's got to join us at some point tonight, hasn't he? He's really starting to bug me now. Anyway, next up is it's a little bit from over one of my favourite, if not my favourite place on the island to go and do a little bit of ghost stuff, and that is in Ventnor, the Botanical Gardens. This is from when we took some of the girls out, and we just stood at there's a tunnel there basically that leads from the sort of middle of the gardens and just leads you straight out onto the cliffs. The gate's always locked, but we stand at the front there and run the spirit box and bits and pieces, and again we get some good results there. There'll be a few of these videos will feature that Ventnor and stuff, because it's a brilliant place to go. So here's the first batch anyway.
Are you stuck down here? Can you make that flash red? Can you make that flash red? angry. No, like literally. No, like literally.
I fell off.
Fell off. Fell off.
Do you know what? That sounded like Simon's voice through that fucking thing then.
Was you pushed? Wait. Should I hear someone talk?
I swear I keep hearing his voice coming through that
Oh
box.
yeah, well I heard him, but I
Yeah.
heard it from down the tunnel. I heard Simon saying, yeah. Was she possessed?
I really do like that video there. There were the clips from that. The full video on the YouTube channel is really good as well. All the Venter ones I enjoy. Even though Kirk's camera work's not the greatest, but he's learning, he's getting there. Talking to the man. Let's try and get him on again. Anyway, this next little bit we've got, it doesn't feature any of the YouTube stuff or anything. It was a little bit of video we knocked out on Facebook, I think. Basically, it's another hotspot on the island. It's meant to be a place called Night in Gorges. It's quite famous for it, but funnily enough, it's one of the few places we've been to where we've never really picked up on a lot. We've been there a good 6 or so times. There's some good locations. There's a nice little cottage there. It's quite eerie and stuff like that. But that night we went out there for the little clips I'm just about to show you. All our sort of equipment died and we couldn't use it, so we ended up just getting our phones out and doing a little bit of video footage there. And this is just the results. A couple of nice little EVPs. Quality's not great because, again, on the phone, but I still think it's worth a little watch. So yeah, here we are at Night in Gorges.
Is there anything you want to say to anyone that's here? Do something now to show me that you're here.
Again, like I said, not the best quality, but I still think it's a nice little bit of footage. And then this happened at the end of the investigation, and I had to face my greatest fear. Have a look.
Did a bug just fly?
It's a
through
bug.
the air?
That's
a
I think I got that.
Jesus, that was right past
There he is.
Oh, it's got a little roost in there. In the wall. So I'm off now. See you later, everyone.
Hate them. Hate bats. Which is not great for me because half the places, well, most of the places we go to are just full of them flying around, little teeth and nah, just hate them. Anyway, moving on. And this is another place in the next set of clips. There's another little house that's normally full of bats and they fly around your head and I hate it. This one's all based around the Michael Moray legend on the island that happens in and around Arran, Newport Way, a place called Burnt House Lane. I'm looking to do like a proper big documentary about this, starting over the summer, maybe into next year. A sort of good hour and a half documentary about the legend of it all, because I'm fascinated by it. But this is a cottage that's sort of located within the area of where this guy Michael Moray would have lived. Just a little rundown. He apparently killed his grandson, and he got caught, got taken away, got hung, and then they put him up on Arran Downs on the gallows, and his ghost is said to walk Burnt House Lane and the surrounding area. And yeah, so we went down to this little cottage that's in and around there, put out a call, anyone want to come, and God, 10, 15 people turned up that night, and we're all crammed into this little house, and there was far too many to get anything great, but there was still a couple of good little EVPs that popped up, and it was great having everyone out, everyone interested in it, and a lot of them still pop out and about with us now, different groups, different times, and it's really good, so have a look.
Do you want to talk to someone else? Do you want to talk to one of the girls? Chloe?
Okay, so we're going to go back to Ventnor now, back to the Botanics again. The first little clip is what we did earlier on in the evening. There's a little playground that they've got there. Again, loads of good EVPs, meant to be haunted. People have said they've had children's voices, laughter, that sort of stuff over there. I've never heard that myself, but we've had a few interesting voices. And then the next part is back at the tunnel entrance again, but this one's from before the last one I showed you. Maybe I should have put them the other way around thinking about it. But anyway, this is one of the first times some of these people come out of us, some of the group come out of us, and you can tell by their reactions they're quite nervous. You know, they hear a voice, they're running away, and you can see it in their faces, they're a little bit scared, but it's all good fun, and I loved the reactions in that video. I like it when people come out and they're interested, they're excited, they're nervous, they're doing everything, you know. There's no better thing than that, and seeing people react, even though they're scared, but in a positive way to what you're doing. So yeah, this video, the full video on the YouTube channel, is one of my favourites. So yeah, have a look. Come on. Come on.
Why are you here?
This is my home. So this is your home, that's why you're here.
How long have you been here?
We're here. We're here.
What's my name?
Oh, it's smacked me on me.
What's my name? I did. Yeah. The first one.
I swear it just said I did, as you said I did. It was you.
Oh my god, this is amazing, isn't it? I look creepy.
What was you? What's your name? What's my name? What's my name? Did you hear that?
Sorry, just button in one more time before this last little clip comes on. This is again Ventnor, and we were sat down on this bench where it's meant to be a ghost of an older guy sits on the bench. People have said they smell like pipe tobacco, and they've seen him sat there. Like I say, this was towards the end of the night. The wind was getting up, so it's a bit breezy. But we had a really good EVP towards the end of the session, and as soon as this EVP that you're about to hear happened, all our equipment cut out, the camera and everything just went. We had to reboot it all and start it up again, and the voice never come back. But it was a clear one, and it would have been even clearer if the wind and bushes weren't blowing about. But it's a really good EVP, and you can see by the reaction of the guys when they hear this voice, they're like, Jesus, yeah, that's how clear it come through. It was just like someone just talking to you on the phone. So yeah, have a look.
Are you still out there watching us? Take that as a yes.
I hear it.
Oh,
That was so pretty.
yes, it's yes.
I hear it.
Oh,
That was so pretty.
yes, it's
Anyway, guys, I think I've bored you enough for one night. But I hope you like the highlight reel, if you like. Please, if you haven't, go and check them out. All the videos in full. A lot of guys put a lot of time and effort into sort of doing them. We're going to come back this summer with some new videos, sort of new format to it all, new cameras, some new tricks. Not to trick you, but new tricks for us, new gadgets. We're really looking forward to it, and I'm going to do, like I say, hopefully get the Michael Morey thing going, a bit more in depth on that. Doing some research on that right now and doing a bit of writing around it, and hoping to interview some people as well that sort of know a bit more about the legend than I do and get a bit of insight into it all, and then mix the ghost hunting stuff in with it. I think it could be quite interesting. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to see if I can get hold of Kirk one last time, because he should be saying something, just hiding. It's not a bad choice, to be fair.